Hi everyone, Brian from Bearable Traders here. It is the weekend, November the 13th. And of course, this is the weekend video where we'll take a look back at the week that just passed, see how the trading action was, and then we'll take a look ahead and see what we got coming down the pipe for the week. And of course, we've got a lot of retail companies that are reporting some earnings this week, so it should be an interesting week. Get a read on the consumer and how things are going there. So let's get down to it. So let's start out with a high-level view, as I usually like to do to get things going here. So let's take a look at last week's action, and you can see, if you had watched my last week's video, you knew I was mentioning that we were getting really extended from the moving averages and really just going parabolic with the indexes, and we were overdue for a pullback, and then that's exactly what we got last week. And you can see pretty much all through the week, the weekly indexes, they all finished down on the week, although we did have a pretty decent bounce back on Friday, but all the indexes down for the week. We'll see where those indexes go next week, whether this is a start of a lower high or whether we're going to do some consolidation and maybe push even higher. But again, we'll get into that in a minute. Consumer confidence number came out weak on Friday, so I think that probably was a reflection of inflation that a lot of people are seeing at the food stores, gas pumps, wherever. So I think that has been impacting consumer confidence. That's the feeling anyway. And the 10-year rates really bounced back up on Friday, but they're still in a range, but they're just chopping all over the place. It's pretty volatile, actually. We did see continued dollar strength. It broke out from a range here and continues to look strong. Last week, the couple of the sectors that were really notable and strong was the marijuana sector seemed to be heating up a bit. EV cars, obviously, Rivian came out, and a lot of the alt energy sector, for the most part, had some strength to it as well. So what do we got coming up this week? We've got October retail sales on Tuesday. October housing starts on Wednesday. That'll kind of give us a read on retail and how the consumer's spending. We got manufacturing index Thursday. And earnings this week, as I mentioned, this is a big retail week. We do have some interesting earnings coming up. We've got Lucid, which has been on fire. It's reporting after the close Monday. It'll be interesting to see what they say. Walmart, Home Depot, before the market open on Tuesday. Nothing of note after the market close. On Wednesday, Target, Walmart, Lowe's, Baidu, Billy, some of the Chinese ones, and NVIDIA after the market close. So action-packed Wednesday, and then Thursday, more Chinese stocks, Baba, JD, and Macy's, and then after the market close on Thursday, we've got Applied Materials. So, like I said, action-packed week coming up here. Lots of retailers, some Chinese stocks, and so let's deep dive and take a look at some of the indexes. But before we do that, this is where I like to throw a little plug in for my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade, Rules, Routines, Strategies that I use as a swing trader. So there's the little commercial bit. Let's get down to looking at the various charts here. So we'll start out with the 2-year Treasury yield, and you can see here we're continuing to creep up as the weeks go on here. And I'm keeping an eye on this because I'm watching it in relation to the 10. Always like to keep an eye on that now that this is moving up, and we'll see if it starts to close. If they invert, in other words, if these indexes or if these yields get close to or start to invert, meaning the short-term yields are higher than the longer-term yields, it can be a sign of recession coming, but I think we're still a long way from that, where we're keeping an eye on it. So here's the 10 years. You can see here we're creeping up on that as well, still in this upward trend, and but we are still sort of chopping in this area right here and now. So a bit of a pullback on the last couple of weeks, but a bounce back up this week. The transports, as far as a day goes, kind of a indecision candle there. Let's take a look at the weekly. Again, pull back after this big move up. Really got quite extended here, and now we're having a bit of a pause. RSI is starting to roll over a bit. A low volume week so far, anyway, or low volume week, I should say. And again, not a sign of a breakdown in terms of trend, but just maybe a consolidation. So here's some of the pullback that I was talking about as we started the video. You can see here Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, definitely a topping candle. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, big pullback on the Dow, and that bounce off the pretty close to the 20 moving average on Friday. So got really overbought here and due for a bit of a pullback consolidation, just as we got sort of here. Just can't keep going up straight forever, even though it seems that way. And you can see here down a little bit on the week, but still in a bit of an established uptrend, and nothing to be overly concerned about yet. Same comment on the Qs, a bit of a bounce back Friday. RSI starting to turn back up again, volume starting to pick back up a little. Again, maybe stochastic starting to turn and going back up. So maybe we'll look for some more strength on the Qs next week, depending on where the interest rates go. And again, Qs off the high, but well off the low for the week. So sort of keeping an eye on that as well. The Spies, really the same comments basically as the Q. Sell off, then a bit of a bounce back Friday, and same with the weekly. Bit of a pullback here, but well off the lows of the week. And the IWM, again, same story, although we did have a decent bounce back even on Thursday, had a bit of an inside candle there, and then tried to push higher, but then well off the high of the day, but then again well off the low of the day. So again, just have to keep an eye on these indexes to decide whether we are going to push back up, maybe we're going to consolidate sideways. Maybe if one, though, I guess for the bulls, the worst case scenario would be we'd put in a high and it would be a lower high from here, and then we'd turn lower. That would be definitely bullish for all these indexes if any of them did that. So that's something to watch out for. Again, same comment on the weekly. Pullback, but well off the low of the week. The dollar, as I mentioned here, you can see we broke out, and strength through Wednesday, continued strength through Thursday, bit of a pullback on Friday, but again, really low volume on that pullback. So I'd be watching for the dollar to continue to be strong here. And volatility, again, we had this pop up midweek, and then Thursday, Friday, volatility just got sucked back out of the market. So again, we'll see where this goes, if it comes back down to 15, or maybe it's going to hold this 20 moving average. We'll see. But again, people buying protection into this area and then selling it as we got into the end of the week. Bitcoin really tried to break out here and then did a pretty significant pullback. We are sort of chopping in a range here, which we tend to do on the weekend. Tends to be less moves, but we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin. It does seem to be in an uptrend. It's holding this 20 moving average, so we'll be watching that to see if it continues to go higher. So let's quickly go over some of the stocks that we have on watch for the coming week here. Start out with Apple. You can see here looking interesting. It's just trading in a range right now, but sort of between 146 and 152.50. So the possibility here just to keep an eye on this, or sell some puts and sell some calls in between this range here and just collect the premium for the week. So there's an opportunity there on Apple. It does look like it's strengthening up a bit. RSI turning up. Stochastics may be turning here, but seem to be stuck in a range on Apple right now. Looking at Disney, this is the weekly on Disney. It had quite a sell-off last week on its earnings. I'm looking at this 150 level. This is area from back here. Again, this is a weekly chart. It's had to go back quite a ways. We'll see if it can dip down there. Right now it's trading pretty high off that 150 level, so maybe sort of 153, 154 might be an area where it'll find some support here. We had a big capitulation week last week, lots of selling on the earnings report. So stochastics look like they're going to turn here, and but RSI is turning down. So again, just keeping an eye on that one. Maybe a further little pullback there will give an opportunity to get an entry on Disney. DraftKings, again, this is the weekly chart because it's just so bad it's had to go back in time here to see where the support and resistance was. So we are back at an area. This area around 40 is support. Low of the week here was 40.50. If we do lose 40, I think 35 could easily be in the cards, so I'll be keeping an eye whether we break down there or if we find some support on DraftKings. Again, some pretty big heavy selling over the last couple weeks. Maybe a sign of a bit of capitulation, but not. But again, it hasn't been overly heavy, so something to keep an eye on. Ford had a nice pullback. I've got some position in there. Still have some calls, and they're sold some when they went up through 20. So we've gotten a bit of a pullback here. Again, this could be an area for a re-entry or rebuilding of a position on the ABCD pattern. Facebook took an entry here on Friday. Again, nice move on Friday with Facebook. It looks like it's put in a bottom, maybe a inverted head and shoulders here. 330 would be kind of an area where you'd want to stop out, and we did kind of stall out on the day at the 50, but that was after a pretty big move on the day, $10 move. So I'd be looking for more upside possibly on Facebook with the momentum starting to pick up to the upside there. FCX, nice breakout. As I mentioned earlier, materials seem to be doing well, and it's had a nice breakout through this 39 level. Did manage to pick some up on a little bit up on Friday, although I had to chase it a bit. FedEx still holding that. You can see here was looking for a gap fill, sold some on that gap fill, and now holding a little bit as we continue to go higher. Maybe this 200-day moving average looks like an area where we might find take some more off there. Gold is interesting in that the US dollar has been strong, and gold has been going up as well, which is something you don't often see. Usually strength in the US dollar usually takes a bite out of the gold miners and the price of gold, but they've been fighting that normal correlation. So interesting to see gold continuing higher. I do have some gold position on already, and this is gold here continuing to push higher. So keeping that position on. St. Joe, that was one I missed out on. It broke out. I was going to try to get it on a bit of a pullback here, but it never actually got one. So unfortunately missed a pretty big move, 10% move on Joe. Lucid. Lucid looks like it's sort of narrowing into a bit of a pennant here, so we're watching for a break one way or the other next week. As you know, EV stocks have been hot, and through the last couple of weeks here, and you can see here on the daily, really volume dropped off substantially on Friday. So sometimes when you see low volume selling, means we've got another move higher. And of course, Rivian went public last week with a monster move higher after the open. So it's a little bit crazy. I'm not going to talk about the valuation because it makes absolutely no sense. And of course, the marijuana stocks perking up a bit. There was some talk, I think, of CRON maybe getting bought out. And of course, we've got some legislation being put forward in the U.S. that'll actually make banking much easier for the pot stocks. And this is kind of, I think, what the pot stocks have been waiting for. We put in a nice little bottom here, maybe an inverted head and shoulders, broke out of this neckline on this. This is an actual ETF, so you can choose to play the pot sector any way you want. But I am thinking we've got more room to run here on this sector for the next little while. MU's been on fire here, and you can see here this was a level that obviously was resistance, this sort of 76, 75 level, somewhere in that range. We did make a decisive move breakout here on Friday, so I'd be watching for this 200-day moving average to be the next area where we'll see some resistance on MU. But you can see here, good volume day on Friday, so you like to see on a breakout some decent volume. You can see MACD continuing to go higher. The momentum continues to look strong for MU. So watching that one on Monday. PayPal seems to have, after this massive sell-off here, seems to have put in a bottom. So I did buy some calls here on on PayPal, and looking for a bit of a bounce, and I'm expecting it to, looks like 200 is the area where it's going to try to hold here. So you could either sell some puts if you really wanted to do it that way, or you could buy PayPal, or you could buy some calls. And you can see here there's a pretty big gap of no buying and selling in this area. So if it can keep pushing higher here, there shouldn't be a lot of resistance up through at least through the 220 level, and maybe we'll get a gap fill just like we got on FedEx. RBLX into that one a little bit here on Friday. It's nice and strong, pushed back up through 100 on Friday, and I think this is probably going to go higher. Volume could have been a little bit better on this one. Momentum still looking fairly strong to the upside, so RBLX, this was an earnings beat, and looking like it's going to continue to be strong here. TNA, again, this is a good way to play the small caps if we do get a bounce back here. Again, as I mentioned with the indexes, I am watching them closely because we could be just chopping here for the next little while, as after we had this massive move up. We get this pullback and then maybe do a little bit of a consolidation before the next move higher or the next move lower. But again, this area here probably is resistance for some time to come here as we do a little backing and filling here after this massive run up. That applies for pretty much all the indexes. Tesla, you look at that, a huge run up. Again, it was getting way too extended. And of course, this is, I think, probably news that Elon Musk was stepping in and selling a huge dollar value of his shares. And so we had a big sell off, came back to 1,000. I think this 1,000 level holds. Again, there is a big gap here. So if it doesn't hold, you've got all the way down to 950, or even a possible gap fill here at 900, but I really don't think they're going to let it drop that much, given the strength of the EV stocks. But again, the stochastics are down below 50. That's usually what happens. Rallies tend to fade, and of course momentum is continuing to roll over here on RSI. So again, watch this 1,000 level. That's probably a pretty significant psychological area of support as well. Big round number. So that's it, everybody. Just gone through all the stocks. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. And Monday morning, coming around soon here, we'll be live at 8 o'clock on YouTube with Jared Engineering the Markets, and then going through the pre-market show, Norm and Carlos, and then trading the open at 9:30. So hopefully you can join us then, and have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. Take care. Bye for now.